What's up, guys? This episode is brought to you by Barefoot Dreams. I'm sure you've noticed this season how much comfier everything has gotten around here. That's because I have cozy chic fabric from Barefoot Dreams all over my set. The guest chair has never been comfier. I got this blanket behind me, and I don't just have it in the studio, guys. My wife loves this. My kids love this. It truly is the comfiest stuff I've ever felt. I'm so grateful they're a part of this season because they've leveled up the studio. It's comfier, it's chicer, it's smoother. They're everywhere now. Make sure you check out Barefoot Dreams. They're celebrating their 30th anniversary this year, which is super cool. And it's no surprise also, I just love this little clout that they have. They've been on Oprah's list for many years. I feel like when Oprah co-signs something, you know it's legit. I love Oprah. I love Barefoot Dreams. Check them out right now. Barefoot Dreams. Yes, hello. Welcome back to the Pop-Up with Paul and Friends. We are here for yet another episode. Here's what I love about having a podcast in this town. You meet really talented people. You meet fun people. You see their stuff online. This next person I saw in person, and what was fun about him, just so you guys understand, is the energy is the craziest, best, wildest, most loving energy I've seen in a long time. And I feel like you're always this way, and I've seen your videos, but then seeing you in person was like, whoa, he's the same way. I'm so glad he's here to chat, get to know him better. Put your hands together for RUBA.
Oh my God, it's me.
What's up? Am I wrong?
Baby. Wrong about what?
You got that, you got a lot of energy in the best way.
Honestly, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It keeps me going. I kid you not, first thing in the morning, this is what I do. I'm like, rise and shine, RUBA. It's another day. I only get better every single day. I literally say that, and I say thank you, God, like a million times out loud, because I believe it's something about my energy, it permeates a room. And for myself, even when I'm feeling down, I wake up first thing in the morning thank you, God. Thank you, God. Oh my God, everything feels great.
Yeah.
Rise and shine. Talk to my plants, all that.
Gratitude.
It's a good time.
You're talking about gratitude, which I think is good to start with. You got to feel grateful, but also, let's be honest. You don't have. I mean, you just ordered a non-caffeinated drink. You don't wake up you just wake up naturally. Let's get it.
I would be lying to you if I'm I never have those moments because it's a part of life.
Yeah.
But once I'm up, I'm up.
Yeah.
I work out, I do the thing. I've tried coffee. It's not my friend.
Really?
My body's excuse me, what is this foreign liquid in my soul? No coffee for me.
What you're touching on is a maturity, because even me, it's taken me a few decades to realize, I have to hit a certain quota of things to just, have my cup be at base level. But that's, awareness that I didn't have for, a long time.
Really?
Yeah, I just abused myself, went crazy. And then I'm why do I feel terrible about everything?
Trial and error.
Right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
But did it take you a while to figure out the flow for yourself? Because it is true. I've seen you at, celebrity events. I've seen your TikToks, your videos. You're a ball of sunshine and energy,
Thank you,
which is not contrived. It really is who you are.
Listen, I love people. I really do. I've sat alone with myself for a nice chunk of time and I've analyzed all the things. And one thing I've realized is that I truly just love the connection and getting to know people and being around really hot men.
Right.
So when you asked me to be on this, of course I had to show up.
Well, I did wear. You've seen me on red carpet stuff, so I was I might as well match the uniform you've seen me in. I didn't want to wear the schlub outfit for you,
You look great.
And we're matching. This is my Barack Obama suit. Remember when he wore the tan suit? Do you remember that?
I don't remember. I'm not big with politics and stuff.
That's okay. You're also just showing your age, maybe. You're I was too young to follow Obama that closely.
He's a great man, so the fact that you have followed suit.
Well, think about this. He wore
incredible.
a tan suit, and it was big headlines when he did this. And if you think back to presidency since then, it's that was the big headline, was his tan suit. It's a little different now with how we follow the news.
That's gnarly.
It is crazy. But I don't do politics either, man. I'm I'm an optimist and a lover. I feel mostly not that confrontational. But I do bring this up because, speaking on your energy, and I do want to get into your videos because I love the energy of, you remind me, I do street stuff a lot too, so I know what it's like with people, but you are surprising. You're very surprising with the energy you bring to strangers on the street. Was that format something you always wanted to do, or how did that come about?
I mean, I have been, first of all, thank you for just all of the compliments. You were just such an angel. Truly, thank you so much for that. Like I said, I love people. I've been hosting since I was 16 years old. interviewed everybody in the mother. Like, ask me who I interviewed yesterday. I don't remember. But just so many people had so many great connections. And I've always thought, I was like, okay, I drive my friends crazy. When we go out to dinner, I'm talking to everybody and their mother. And I know they're like, Ruba, can we just like eat? So I thought about that. I was like, what is something that I'm so good at? I'm not even gonna say so good. Just what is something that I enjoy doing? And that was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, I just want to talk to people.
Yeah.
And whoop, there it is.
We're similar. I feel the same way. You're an extrovert. You have to be an extrovert.
I am.
Right? So you get your energy from this. Like
Yes.
you need this. But how far does it go? Like if you say you have a whole day where you didn't do a video or anything, are you like going to Trader Joe's, like just talking to everybody because you have to, or like let's this is kind of like therapy for you now. Let's talk about Ruba. Like what do you do when you don't have the people?
I go out.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I said, I have my routine. I go to the gym, and yes, I do go to Trader Joe's, and
like-
everybody in the mother knows me, and I know them by name.
You like made your own Uber preference. You're like conversation, like double conversation. Tell me your life story, please. I need this.
Honestly, I really do feed off of. I'm like Tinkerbell. Like
Yeah.
if you don't like show me love, I feel like I'll just like disintegrate. Truly, I have to like. I'm an empath. I feel how other people are feeling and all the things. So.
Well,
yeah.
that comes out in the job you and I have chosen. I mean, so much of this is reading someone's energy, finding out what it's very social. Like without cameras, you do this in relationships, but when you're interviewing, it's a whole nother beast, I feel like, right?
Yeah. It's totally when you're interviewing, you know what to expect. The person that you are interviewing knows, hey, you're doing an interview, so this is how you answer the question, blah, blah, blah. But when you go out there in the real world, these people are thinking about their own problems, and I'm just running up to them.
Yeah.
I have not a clue who they are, if they speak my language, all the different things. So the moment they open their mouth, that's when we go.
But that's why the shock of you is good, because sometimes we do get like put on, especially in this like social media world. People are we're so precious about how we show ourselves to the world. So when you shock them with you, like you do on your videos, which is so funny, I love, because I do this stuff. I love seeing the reactions. People are like, oh yes, oh, I'll give you an answer. My gosh,
I love it. It's so much fun.
That's become. I mean, you have many talents, but I do think I've seen how big some of those videos have gone. It must have been fun to like see it resonate with your audience now.
Yeah, you know what? Once again, this wasn't anything that was really premeditated. I knew that I wanted to talk to people.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how it was all going to pan out. I just was like, and here we go. I'm an Aries. I believe in like the moment you think of something, do it.
Really?
Because if you think twice, guess what? You're not going to do it.
Interesting.
So for me, it was just go.
That's a really good quality to have, being decisive. I actually, growing up, was the opposite. I'm I used to be more indecisive than I am now. Mm-hmm. But you're very decisive as an Aries?
With work, I'm very decisive.
Oh.
When it comes down to like, where should I eat? What should I wear? I'm
Really?
like, oh my God, somebody help me. I'm FaceTiming all of my friends trying to figure out like, what's the best solution.
So creatively decisive, but social life, not.
I'm getting better. I promise. I really am. Every single day I tell myself I'm getting better every single day.
Can you educate me? Because I don't know signs enough. I do know I'm a Gemini, and my wife says I have two personalities.
I love Geminis.
Do you?
You guys get a really bad rap.
We do, but like I say I love you, and I say fuck you. I mean, it's just both
Yeah,
personalities come out, you know?
You're like a Sour Patch.
I'm becoming like in the middle of those two, but educate me on like what's the stereotypical worst thing about an Aries, and then the stereotypical best thing.
Oh, stereotypical. I can't even speak. The worst part about being an Aries.
Or what you've heard about it.
What I've heard is that we are very fiery and like we like say it how it is, and like it can come across really like rude. That's what I've heard, and I do agree with that. I do agree with that. My delivery isn't. It is better now. But once upon a time, it used to just be like, and go, say whatever comes to mind. And it didn't necessarily have to be anything like rude. It just was like, I think you're really hot. Let's have sex. Yeah. It'd be like, something like that. I cleaned that up for you guys.
Just honest, yeah.
Yeah, just brutally honest.
That's an asset to me, though. I don't know if that's negative. I like that.
Okay.
That's a good trait. But
Okay.
some people don't like honesty when it's blunt, or the message can be nicer.
Fair. Yeah,
Right?
yeah. It could be wrapped like a little bit
bow.
in a pretty bow and smell good and all the things.
So that's perceived negative, but I think it's a positive. What's something perceived positive about Aries? Decisive. I'm curious. I don't know this stuff.
That I'm not too sure. I think
Interesting.
I tend to focus on the things that need to be fixed and go from there. I know the good things about me,
Right,
so I'm like,
yeah. Can you be really Aries with me right now and just say exactly what you're thinking?
oh my God, don't make me do it. You're a married man, so I'm not gonna say it.
That's the
Wait, what's your wife's name?
Christina. But
Christina, I love your husband.
Good,
If he wasn't with you.
She needs to hear it.
Oh,
No, I was
he's
kidding.
so yummy.
No, that's perfect. All I want to get is a social media clip where that's all I wanted from you. And I'm like, good. See, I got it. I got the cred. See, I was kidding. No, but I think that's an asset. And I've actually learned in my life as I've evolved and been more in touch with what's going on with me is my message is not clear, is not kind. Because I can be very bluntly honest. And it comes out with doing this and comedy. And like you say it like it is a strength and a superpower for a lot of people that are afraid to do it. There's like a confidence to be like, da, 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 da. You remember that School of Rock quote where he's like, you're fat and you're smelly and I hate you. That's not what I mean. I don't say it to people, but that type of thing, I think is also part of maturity in a way. Like you can be more honest with people, and we should be, especially in this business, in this town.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it. That's one thing that I've learned for sure. You know, once again, being in Aries and just saying things, you know, especially when it comes to business, you know, work across the board. Sometimes we'll just, you know, swallow it and be like, all right, it's no big deal. No, for me, I'm like, I'm going to let you know exactly how I feel. Am I going to be rude about it? Absolutely not. This is a business, so let's just be very clear. You know? That's how I look at it.
Some people aren't clear, and then that's where resentments build, and it's even more awkward, especially in business.
Been there, done that, baby.
Yeah. What is the worst time? Like, maybe not worst. I'm not trying to focus on negative. I'm trying to find the funny. Which is
Lord.
Like, what's a moment in your life you can remember, business or pleasure, where you said the truth and it just really was either delivered wrong or just really imploded on you because of your loud mouth honesty as an Aries?
Oh my God. That's a really good question. I haven't had too many of those moments as of recent.
That's good.
I kid you not, within the last 15 years, I haven't had a moment like that because I know the feeling of when I did have one of those moments and I had to be like, okay, I really didn't mean it that way. I apologize. And I didn't like that feeling. So I said from that moment moving forward, I was like, all right, we are going to think before we speak.
That's good.
You know,
you're smart too. You don't want to air some dirty laundry on the show. You don't want to talk about a story where you said something wrong or something.
But I kid you not, most of the moments were very adolescent, very junior high.
Just like, oops, yeah. You ever get punched or something by saying the wrong thing?
I got beat up for being gay, never for speaking.
Okay, that's worse than.
I know that was bad.
That was not your fault. That one, I'm saying your voice could have been part of your but that one isn't.
You're wild. But yeah. So it was never anything that I said that someone was like, "What'd you say?" I'm no,
right.
None of that.
Just, they didn't like your energy, I'm sure, which is not.
They're just
cool.
like you're too pretty, and you're making me feel a certain kind of way as a young growing boy.
And I can imagine you back then being like, "Yes, I am."
I was very much so that I lived for Britney Spears. She raised me.
Wow.
And I was like, "What? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Huh?"
Oh.
Yeah, that was my girl. Still is.
You did tell me before we started, but I was curious. You born in Pittsburgh, came to California. You're really young.
7 years old.
So you grew up in this stuff in a way, right?
Yeah. This was something that I've always wanted. As a kid, I could remember, seeing the Janets and Britneys, and I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. I want to, entertain and do all the things. So yeah, that's that. So 7 years old, my mom took me and I'm the youngest of 6.
Whoa.
Yeah, it took us from Pittsburgh to LA.
Nice.
My mom tells me this to this day. She was like, I saw something in you as a kid. And I was like, okay, I know Pittsburgh is not the space for you to really cultivate that. So we came to LA, and I'm forever grateful for her.
That's really special that she said in you.
Yeah.
Because she probably was thinking, I'll get out there. He'll do some things eventually.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the belief in our family. When our family believes in us, I mean, that's really, some people don't have that. It's really special, right?
Yeah. I'm so thankful, for real.
Does she see it now in your success? I'm sure she loves that you're blowing up and things are happening. It must be nice.
I kid you not. Like she said, she saw something in me as a young kid. I would hear it around the house. She was like, he's gonna make himself famous.
Mm-hmm.
She would say it, but I'm like, oh, that's just what moms say. Moms are just, they big up their kids, and that's just what it was. So I never really took that sentiment seriously. I just was like, oh, she's just being a mom. Yeah. But it's just wild how much drive I have just now, just growing up and just being focused on what I wanted to do, I always made things happen. My mom was never a stage mom. She was never like, we're going to take you here. Da, da. I was like, Mom, look, they're doing this audition. Let's go here. I was always that kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you start interviewing? From 7 to like what?
16.
16? You started?
Yeah.
Wow. That's young. For
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Started on
your
YouTube.
own, or did you have a job?
I started on YouTube. I started on YouTube.
That's right. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. I started on YouTube, posted a video, wasn't thinking like, oh my God, I'm auditioning for the people. I just was like, let me shoot this video with me and my cousins and just be silly. And from that video, it literally got like over like 300,000 views within like the first like 2 days.
Wow.
I didn't think it was real. I got like people's like publicists and their managers hitting me up like, hey, can you come to this carpet and do blah, blah, blah? And I was like, me? Okay.
Yeah.
And from there, it was like trial and error and just kept going. TV Guide, Young Hollywood,
Right.
the Oprah Winfrey Network, just like endless really cool opportunities that I learned so much about myself and how to conduct myself as a host.
Sure.
Wild.
But the fire in you and the confidence, this is what I like about you and why I wanted to chat with you, because there's two types of people in this business. There's people that like wait around and think people are going to call them and think you're so talented. I'm going to give you a role in a movie. I'm going to do this thing. And there's doers. There's people who just go, this is why I know what I want to do. Or even if you didn't fully know then, I'm good at this one thing. I'm going to keep trying this in different ways and see how it sticks. I just love that about this. And I respect that about what you've done, because so many people don't take the action. And even for me, I'm talking to myself. Like, you know how many ideas I've been like, I'm going to go do this thing. And then I'm like, oh, well, maybe I do this other thing first. Like, we're always trying to figure things out. But when you actually put your money where your mouth is and make stuff happen for yourself, I feel like that's the superpower also. Talking about superpowers a lot today. I don't know why.
No, absolutely. Because that's exactly what it is. And I said this a little bit earlier. You just got to jump. That shit is scary, but you just got to do it. Stop thinking too much. Like, oh my God, how do I look? Like, don't do it, because you will become your worst enemy. Been there, done that.
I'm sure you've learned from your interviews like me too. Like some of the most successful people, famous, whatever, just successful and happy and centered in their lives, made it happen and like did it and worked hard on themselves and figured out what works. There's just like a humility I like about it too. Like, despite the fame, you have a humbleness to the fact that like you rolled up your sleeves and made it happen. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And
nothing's handed to you.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And I'm so thankful just for the drive and the tunnel vision that I had, because I wasn't truly thinking about anybody around me. I wasn't like, oh my God, this guy's doing such and such. No, I literally was like, this is what I want to do. This is what makes me happy. So let's go.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the haters or people in your life or online that type of power, you're gonna be, enslaved in that like idea of like.
I refuse, and when I do interact, because I tend to as a part of the job, not even part of the job. I enjoy reading people's comments and commenting and all those different things. But when you do, or when I stumble across a negative comment, guess what? Time to put the phone down. If I cannot, I kid you not, I am very disciplined in that regard.
That's healthy.
If I'm like scrolling and all of a sudden I see a negative one and it like hurts me, it makes me feel a certain kind of way, I'm like, all right, enough with the phone. I'm done. I'll come back tomorrow when I'm ready to, take this on. But yeah, if I'm not.
It's an exercise in control, because like it's out of your control and you can't please everyone. And also being public in this, you're not going to, subjective, and people are online. It's a whole nother thing about like, people say dumb things. I had somebody once like comment that, because I do stand up too. There was like, told me like, they're not funny, or like something like got deep, like, oh man, that's my biggest fear. Yeah. It's like some comments say your biggest fear is out loud. And then you're like,
is that wild?
Oh, maybe it is true. It's like our subconscious is like in there, but you have to ignore. That's very healthy from a mental perspective. You do that.
Yes, baby.
That's because you've been on the internet since you were 16.
I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard. Like dead ass. Like it will hurt your feelings if you allow it. Yeah. I'm just in a space where I'm like, I'm not allowing anyone to make me feel any sort of kind of way, because what I've realized is that the things that people say to you that hurt your feelings, they're really bringing their thoughts about themselves to the surface. And it really has nothing to do with you. Right. Like, I've been able to kind of not even program my mind, just like shift my perspective.
Listen, that's great relationship advice too. Most of the time in conflict in relationship, it's really, a lot of times nothing, you might have your specifics, but you can remove yourself and get healthier and feeling that way and being kinder wild? Instead of reactive,
Yep.
That's crazy. Yeah. You must have a good mom though too, because you seem very mature for someone. See, my fear, I'm a dad, so like if my kids are on the internet as long as that, I have a fear around coming up in the internet with comments and everyone comparing. But you seem very like grounded about it, which is good based on how many people see your stuff.
Yeah.
Is that parenting? Is it experience? What is it?
I think it's a bit of both, parenting and experience. My mom is a Leo, and now looking back, her approach to parenting was almost like detachment a little bit. Not to say that she wasn't worried or concerned about us, but I've noticed that when it came down to the things that I wanted to do, she would just let me do it. You know what I mean? And I would figure it out along the way. Of course I scraped my knee. Of course I got my feelings hurt. But guess what? I never showed her because I was like, oh my God, she's granting me such independence.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to her and be like, Mom, help me, you know? And I really believe that helped shape me.
Yeah. But wait,
You know?
how loose was the leash? Because if we let you do everything, like how because that's my again because I'm like I tie into like old school meets new school with this subject. It's like how loose do I want to be? And maybe it's different because it shouldn't be different, but like I'm overprotective of I have 2 girls.
Oh, for
So
sure.
I'm like I'm not letting I have fears about them in the world.
Yeah, I
and
get
all
it.
that type of stuff.
For sure.
But I'm sure your mom had fears about you, but. Where's the line, do you think, with that idea? Because it is, how loose can you be before your kid's like, I don't know, partying or something?
Well, you know, I think I survived my teenage years. I survived college
here
in LA. And once again, I stayed in my own little bubble. I think I turned out relatively well.
You're doing great.
Yeah, I really do believe that.
By the way, you did ask me what questions today, and are you surprised by the level of therapy I'm bringing to this chat so far?
Listen, I'm here. Just sometimes I like to check all the boxes, but I'm here, and I trust you, and you seem like a decent guy.
I was curious because I truly, when I do this show, I just love getting to know people and just being really real, and I do find the chat sometimes get introspective, upbringing.
Yeah.
I guess as you get older, you want to touch on this stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
no, because it's real. It's things that we're currently working on right now, and we're deconditioning. And I know for a fact that's something that I would like to say that deconditioning has been the theme of my last year. Growing up, especially being a young Black queer boy, being raised around a lot of African Americans, I'm trying to say this the way that it actually was. I think they had a lot of fears for me. They all knew that I was gay, and they had a lot of fears as far as what the outside world would think and or what they would try to do and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So they would always be like, no, boys don't do this. Boys don't listen to Britney Spears. Boys don't play with dolls and things of that nature. And those things kind of stuck. So as I got older and I was venturing out and experimenting with, the way I looked and what I wore, there was a sense of like shame. And I was like, why am I shaming myself for this? So once again, it's just a lot of deconditioning, and I'm thankful. I've truly become my own parent.
Yeah.
And I'm just thankful I've allowed myself to have a loose leash, but also come back home when it's necessary.
It's a healthy boundary in relationship, it sounds like. And also, you wake up every day and you're positive. I mean, like, based on what you just said, it's amazing that you're now day to day is so bright. It's awesome.
I'm
you
thankful.
have brightness around it.
I'm thankful.
As you should. And also, it's your gift to be the way you are and share with the world the way you do, which I think is part of what makes you, which I think we all want to embrace. We all want to be like, oh, I feel good about myself. This is who I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to live how I want and put stuff out in the world, especially in the entertainment side that I feel good about. Also, the work sucks if it's not real. Like, I've learned doing this long enough. If it's not real and genuine, and everyone sees through that now. Yeah. That's why I like doing this show. It's like there's no agenda, and there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agreed. Well said.
That's what's fun about this stuff now versus like maybe working for jobs back when you had to do certain things, Which, by the way, we met. So I want to tell you here because I remembered because I just re-met you at an event with our friend. Name drop. We were at the Elton John party. We're cool. We're in Hollywood. But anyway, he didn't talk to either of us. But whatever. We'll still mention his name.
Elton didn't talk to you?
No, he talked to you. No.
I was like, I'm sorry. He talked to me.
I have interviewed him, but not that night. He skipped it. But I have a funny story about interviewing him too. He's really hilarious. Like
he's
very
an
particular.
Aries.
He's very particular. Oh, okay. Oh, makes sense now. So what's going on now? So you're in LA. You've been here for a while. You've had a lot of success online and beyond with your interview jobs.
Yeah.
Do you have like? It's funny. In this business, you keep getting to new heights, right? Even for me, you do new jobs, and you feel cool about it. But I do feel like every time you climb another step, I'm constantly like, all right, I've dreamt of this 10 years ago, but now I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So what's the next thing? Like, are you that way too? Like, what's next?
Baby, it's called hedonic adaptation.
What?
That's what it is. It's like, oh my God, I want a Bentley or a Rolls Royce. You get that Bentley or that Rolls Royce, and then you're like, well, they just dropped the new Tesla model, blah, blah, blah. I really want that. You know, humans tend not to be satisfied with the things that we do have, aka the things that we've wanted and then we do achieve. And it's unfortunate, but I think I am now in a place that I can check myself and be like, yo, let's just be as present as we possibly can. Like, I am so thankful to be on the pop-up with Paul and friends. It's truly. Yeah. It's so much fun. It's so cool. You're a fellow host and you're so dope and so funny and just all the great things. I'm so thankful for this moment right now. And it's so easy to just be like, oh my gosh, I'm just doing some of this and doing a little bit of that. It's so easy to fall into that. But for me, I'm truly enjoying everything.
That's
I really
great.
am.
That's a great reminder too, because we all get that way, but I do think your goal, you keep moving the line on your dreams. Like one of my friends has this thing in his phone. It's like everything you have, you dreamt of 15 years ago or when you were a boy or a kid or whatever.
Absolutely.
And if I'm doing gratitude, doing the stuff that helps me break even every day, I feel the same way. I feel super grateful and present. And the presence is what kind of constitutes the work for the future anyway. Like you have to be present to do good stuff.
Yeah.
If you're in an interview or doing something and you're like worried about this next thing. I've also found the attraction thing is real. Like when I really want something, I don't get it.
Oh.
Everything.
Okay, I'm listening.
Wait, you're like, wait, what are you saying? I said attraction and you just got tunnel vision.
No.
I'm talking about the idea of attraction.
Keep going, baby. Keep going.
I'm saying like I'm sensing the attraction thing lately in my life where it's like if I feel desperate for an opportunity or I want to get to the next thing, and I bring that to it. Like again, it's sweating where you're at, wanting something more instead of being present. It's not. Yes. You don't get it.
It's almost like when you're in a relationship and people come out of the woodwork and they're like, hey, what's going on? It's just the energy of like, I'm good. I don't need anyone.
Right.
That's the energy. So once again, as far as being grateful and content where you are, I believe that's the magic sauce. I really believe that.
How messed up is it? Because we're very similar personalities, extroverts who need people. But the second we tell them we really need them, we don't get what we need. Like we can't be needy about how much we need people. I mean, come on.
It's all about the juxtaposition.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. Tell them that you appreciate them, but absence makes the heart grow fonder.
There you go.
So it's a nice balance.
I do want to go back to the signs. I feel like you know a lot about them. Can you trash talk the signs for me? Like, do you know all
trash talk? Oh,
Can you tell me the things about the signs I should look out for and other signs? You know them, or you just know your own? I feel like you know everything.
No. I know a general grasp of the signs. I will say, Cancer men, don't make them mad because they're wild. Like I'm a little afraid of Cancer men. My dad was a Cancer man.
Okay.
They're wild. They will try any and everything to like make you feel the way that they felt.
Their anger spreads and metastasizes. Sorry, that was a really dark character.
No, but I
sorry. I went there. I was just trying to go for the line.
I'm not entertaining you right now. I'm just not. But I saw the visual. I will say that about Cancer men. Virgo men are great, but they can just be a little boring because they're very routine.
To the book?
To the book. It's like in 5:30 we were taking our hike and then we're going to this restaurant.
Nope.
It's too much. Gemini men, you guys are great. However, that switch.
Yeah.
You just got to brace yourself. You got to just be on it. Like, however they're feeling, it's either talk them off the ledge or ride with them into the sunset.
What the hell do you know about us?
I just know I'll call you guys like the Sour Patch.
I'm messing with you. Trying to
First they're sour, then they're sweet. It's insane.
I think I'm sweet then sour. My switch now is like just stuck on the middle zone where it's like maybe I'm positive, maybe I'll tell you exactly like it is and be like really blunt about it.
Wow.
I'm a little more shoot from the hip about the two sides, I think.
Okay,
But
I'm here
that's
for
because
it.
I'm more aware of myself.
I like that.
So Gemini, all right. So Gemini, we did Cancer, Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one you did? Virgos are boring.
No, listen, I love a good Virgo, but
say it like it is. I want to know.
But yeah, Virgo men can be just a little. Is it monotonous? Like it just.
Yeah, Virgo men need like to have a night to let their hair down, like get a little drunk and like.
And
like,
that's
get
why
off the book.
And that's why they love fire signs because they're like, oh my
they're-
god, I want to be able to like not care.
Yeah, and it's maybe a sign they really like you is when like they let loose a little bit instead of being so like regimented.
They do
right?
just a smidge.
Yeah.
Around me, they loosen up just a.
You bring it out. You're like, no.
I'm like, loosen up my buttons, babe. You better sing. I love it. I love it.
I like going through all these. We got yours, Aries. Leo. How are Leos?
I like Leo men. I've never dated a Leo guy before, but I've heard that they are like a lot of attention. That's what I've heard. But I love Leo men.
I think that's evergreen across Leo, and my wife's a Leo, so I think they do want attention
Okay.
and things, and I think it's good and can be good or bad depending on what am I saying? Depending on how you perceive it is what I meant to say. So okay, Leo's attention, is that everyone?
No, that wasn't everyone.
Aquarius?
I don't know. Next, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's everything. I'm bad with these signs.
No,
I
miss like Capricorns.
Oh.
Capricorns across the board are great. Attention to detail, like the minutia of everything, like they get it. A Capricorn male, woo, baby, it's not that serious. It's all I have to say.
Okay.
It's not that serious.
Okay.
All right, shall we move on?
I love it. You're educating me because I only know, I've not followed signs enough.
Okay.
And I feel like people really know them well, and it's a really good tool in relationships.
Yeah.
That's why I want to do this with you. It's like you're teaching me about my friends and my relationships by just going through this.
It's really a thing.
It's a real thing. And I also don't love being in a box sometimes with this stuff, but then you read about these things and you go, oh my gosh, it's exactly how I am. Mm-hmm. That's why I like hearing about it.
The proof is in the pudding, baby.
Exactly. I think we got all of them, right?
Somewhat.
I don't know them all.
I think we did.
It's okay.
I think we did.
Yeah.
Oh, we missed Pisces, but that's fine. We can move on.
Boring. Also Pisces.
No.
See, you're also, your personality is, what I like about you is I'm kind of pressing you to say, you're not really saying too mean of things. I don't think you're capable of being like very mean, which is nice.
I'm not there.
That's good.
I'm not there.
That's good.
Sorry.
You shouldn't be.
Just not there.
I think I don't think, I never want to say something that's really hurtful. I think biting is fun, but biting is the line for me. If it's like, ooh, that stung a little bit, but like someone told me once, like I could say F you, but you'd like it. Like that's kind of where I'd want to be with my comedy.
Okay.
I want to be a nice guy, but also like this is really honest.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's the line for me.
Okay. I'm here for it.
Your line seems just base level. You're good.
No, it's just like you're just not gonna get anything from me because that's how I. If you ever hear me like that's because I'm truly editing, and that's what I do.
You do edit a lot.
I edit all the time, even when I'm by myself, and someone may say something to me that I feel a certain kind of way. I'm like, all right, Ruba, is this ego or can this slide? Most of the time, it's ego, and I'll let it slide.
That's so healthy.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. That's where I'm at.
Well, I learned this. I learned this as well recently. It's what's in between. Like we're all gonna feel things and have thoughts, but like if you are just knee-jerk reactive with them, you will get yourself in trouble 9 times out of 10.
Absolutely.
I don't like being. I guess for me, I don't like feeling silenced. But if it's myself who can do the silence,
You're like, fuck that. That's
Right.
it. I'm gonna let them know.
That's where I go. I go to like, no, that's the other side of the Gemini. I'm like, wait a second.
I hear you, baby.
This is what's coming up, and you are gonna hear it because I am not gonna let you.
Yep.
But it never is good for me, and it is ego and pride. If I'm being honest, that's
Yep.
what's coming out. It's like fighting its way out.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. But if you have that space between, is an old Dave Matthews song. I don't think you would know it. Let me get a Britney reference. Hold on. You better work, bitch. No.
Oh Lord, you're crazy.
That space between is really maturity and growth in our relationships when you can go, here's what's going on with me. I'm going to take a second, edit or just kind of pause, really. Pause it.
Yeah.
What's confusing is when you don't pause and you're funny that way in your job, it works. So it's more like relationships pause, work. For me, it's the same way, like stand-up. If I do something really funny in the moment and it's hilarious and honest, it's gold.
Yeah.
If I'm in a conf with my wife and I say the same funny, biting thing, it's not. It's a problem. So you have to see the difference between the performative side of your brain maybe and the like relationship psychological side. At least for me, I have to separate them.
Interesting.
You ever think about that?
No.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in a relationship, so I don't really, I don't know that element to like having a discussion with someone that is like heated.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
That sounds great. That sounds so nice. You just could be one mode the whole time. You have to
No, I'm in a relationship with myself. Scratch that. I am definitely in a relationship.
I have to apply these things no matter what relationship. You know, you have to apply these things to be a little more evolved and better with people around you no matter what.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you see, you're very mature. I'm impressed with the maturity here. Not that I think you wouldn't be, but like I'm learning a lot about you in this
Who did you think I was?
I really thought you were going to come in here and do top to bottom Britney Spears' every song reenactment discography. And that's it.
Shut up.
What I also like is you don't know, like I feel like I keep pushing you a little, messing with you, and I love your reactions. It's funny. I just want to do a supercut of you being like, reacting to my little dumb jokes over here.
No, they're great. I'm just listening. I'm here.
I'm having a blast.
Same here.
You did tell me earlier also I want to bring up because we're talking, in a way, this theme is kind of about like taking care of yourself, this chat so far, and like getting to where we get in business by doing things and showing up for ourselves. And you just told me you get up at 4 a.m., which is insane to me. I know the mornings are superpower. I know Mark Wahlberg gets up and lifts weights at 3 a.m. I know there's some power in this stuff.
Yeah.
But what are you doing? Like, why? Every day? Are you?
So let me just say this. I believe that the spring is ultimately the new year. A lot of us are like, oh my God, January, happy new year. Oh my God, like I'm going to start going to the gym, do all these new things in the new year. We have just now entered spring, AKA my new year. I'm in Aries. So I told myself, I'm not going through this loop again. I've got to switch it up. I've got to eat different things. I've got to go to different places. I have to work out at a different time. So it starts with me waking up first thing in the morning. So at 4, I'm literally organizing the videos that are going out for the week, editing some videos that are actually going out that day. And yes, I do edit, I would say 85% of my videos. Even having an editor, they're still coming back to me, and I'm making notes and all the things.
It's all hands on with content, yeah.
All hands on deck, like Tinashe. So I'm waking up, editing the videos, scheduling all the videos for the week. By 5:30, I'm at the gym. By the time I get out of the gym, eat some breakfast, take my weekly meetings with management, and go from there.
That's great.
And I shoot 3-4 days out of the week with Live Nation, so it's like a new day figuring out what venue we're going to, all that stuff.
That's great.
Yeah.
What you're describing, which I heard this concept recently I really like, is like you're basically winning for yourself by stacking the morning. It's a win. Like, I got up, I did my video stuff. It's a win.
Yeah.
Check the list off. I'm sweating it out at the gym. Win. I struggle with this because I don't want to also feel shame and guilt when I don't hit everything on the list. But I do know the feeling when you're like, I am winning today. It's 8 a.m. and I've done 100 things. And I can go. And you also approach the work, everything else better. You're like, let's go shoot something. Like, I'm winning already.
Yeah.
This is going to be great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. This 4 a.m. thing is not every single day. It's like, I would say 3-4 days out of the week.
But still, it's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the days that I don't wake up that early, I'm like, oh my God, it's like, day off.
Yeah.
It's a treat. It's all about what I'm learning. It's all about that balance. And it's okay to chill and fucking like veg out on the couch and watch, Uptown Girls. Like it's a vibe.
It's both things at once, and knowing that you can do them both, but also prioritizing when you need to do one or the other.
Yes.
That's the challenge. Is like, because again, I'm like an all or nothing. I used to be where I was like, I'm gonna do 6 days a week. Like I get in my head with these things. There's like 6 days a week every morning, and then you fall off and you feel bad. But if it's like, I'll do a couple here, do this, That's superpower.
Yeah.
I'm calling this episode Ruba's Superpower. I don't know why.
Yes.
I keep saying superpower to you.
I'm here for it because we have the magic.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
There
I
we
believe
go.
that. I believe that.
I want to like superimpose you flying off like through the ceiling. I don't have the budget for it, but the video in my head is you being like, superpower, yes.
Go.
Actually, let's do Ruba's Superpower.
Up and away we go.
It must be fun though. Once you have an audience for your stuff, you know, your choices matter. It resonates better. It does better here, you know, better there.
Yeah.
What was your first big video on TikTok? Do you remember?
Oh my God. I feel like there was like a handful of them that kind of like
Your
started taking
Selena
off.
Gomez. You did Selena or someone else one. Demi, was that it? You did some. I remember that one was
Baby,
really
I told
big.
you. Like, asked me who I interviewed yesterday. I don't remember.
You just do it all quick.
I kid you not. It's just like Britney Spears said this. The key to happiness is no memory. So I try to just do stuff and just be like, all right, but also be thankful and present in that moment. But after I'm done, I'm like, all right, next.
Sure. Well, no disrespect. She looks like she has no memory. I mean, I worry for her.
Don't talk about my sister.
I worry for her.
I refuse to sit here and let you throw tomatoes
No.
at my sister.
It's not mean. I just as a observation, is Britney Spears okay in your eyes?
I do believe that she is living her best life. I do believe that. And I also believe that people tend to say that you're crazy when you're doing what you want to do. We all are, you know, doing what we do. But I really believe that she's living her best life and people call her crazy because she's doing just that.
She's also been called that so long. The public's so quick to be like, Britney Spears is a mess, you know, forever.
She was like postpartum, 2 kids back to back.
Yeah.
Called her crazy.
Yeah.
Opposed to being like, oh my God, this girl needs help. I don't subscribe to that. I don't.
So but what about her Instagrams? Like her dancing with knives. You remember that one she did where she was dancing with knives?
I saw that.
What is she? What do you think's behind that?
She's a performer. Paul, she's a performer.
Okay, it's art.
It's art. What don't you understand? Like she's the mother to so many people, so many artists.
Yeah.
And she's still like captivating audiences.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
I also don't trust the public. Like, I'm joking about her, but the public's idea of like, is she okay? We're worried for like no one. You don't really care. You love like being like, look at you. I think you're crazy.
Lame.
People don't really care. You care. I feel like Britney's number one.
I kid you not. Me and my friend MKX, what up, MKX? We had this conversation like a few days ago, and I was like, oh my God, if I ran into Britney, I was like, girl, here's my number. Like, please give me a call. Like, let's hang. Like, I kid you not. Like, I think I would bring a lot of joy to Britney.
Have you ever met her?
I've never met Britney.
You had to go through the memory.
I've never met her.
Me neither. She'd be a cool one to meet.
Yes.
Though, hopefully, like she'd be like okay. I'm sure she's fine.
Yeah.
We want to talk about her and think there's something else. I don't think she's kidnapped or anything. You know, there's so many theories about her.
Britney's
you heard all that?
I think she's golden. And you know another thing, Paul? I don't watch a lot of news.
Nice.
I don't.
I just keep up with, like, I follow her, so I see her stuff. And and then I read comments sometimes on her page. I'm like, oh, people are. That's kind of my gauge. Is the internet has become my news in an unhealthy way. Twitter responses, X comments. It's like, which is not really a lens because it's also algorithm based. It's not really a lens on the public idea of stuff. It's just like one tracked also. So I don't know what I know anymore. You know, I don't follow enough.
It's a lot.
To be present, you can't follow the news that much if you're going to be present in this world.
Fair.
Like, you gotta just be. Do you meditate or anything like that?
You know, one thing I've learned about meditation, it doesn't mean that you need to sit in silence, crisscross applesauce. Meditation is whatever like lights you up. That's something I've realized because I always thought I'm like, okay, quiet your mind, you know, cross your legs and just light some sage and, you know, be in the zone. For some people that works. So some people think clearly when there's nothing going on. For me, it's all about doing things that make me feel good, like taking a dance class, driving down Ventura, bumping, you know, my favorite 2000s pop music. That stuff makes me so happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I believe that's my form of meditation.
Yeah, you find what works for. It's really just calming the mind, right?
Yeah.
But because we're here, let's give you the cliche calm. Just because of your energy, let's see if Ruba calms down and actually meditates right now.
What am I supposed to do?
I was literally waiting to
supposed
see.
to feel a certain kind of way.
I was waiting to see how long you'd last before saying something. And I would just put a timer and see. It was like 3 seconds. But you know what? Because you found your meditation other ways. And also, I don't know if I fully buy how long people do that and what's really going on. I'm sure there's power to it.
Paul, that's what I'm saying. We're
Yeah.
all so different. Like,
Yeah.
who are we to be like, it needs to be this set amount of time for you to say, like, we're all different.
You know, I did recently, which I've never done, and this is like interesting, is it was a sunny day, obviously here, but it was like after a bunch of cold rain.
Okay.
I went out right here in this backyard. I literally looked up on Spotify like meditative music soundtrack. I played it.
Love it.
For 10 minutes and just sat in the sun. And honestly, I felt like the sun on me. And I was like, if this is meditation, great. But I was just like, I never take time like that because I'm busy. And that was like my form of it that day. I was like, how nice.
That's what it is.
Space meditation, you know?
Sun is healing.
Yes.
The sun is so healing.
Yeah. And it was like, I've never done that in my life. And also, like growing up, you don't take time to do that type of stuff for yourself.
I'm sure, especially in Jersey.
Yeah,
in Jersey.
Yeah. We're just like, making pizzas and combing our hair and hitting on girls or whatever we're doing.
I love it. Oh, New York, Jersey boys. They do something to my soul. It's the sausage in the pizza.
Yeah. It's the sauce too. The sauce, we bring extra sauce to life. A little sauce on everything.
Give me all of the sauce.
Give me the sauce.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm having so much fun chatting with you. I feel like I have you here all day.
Thanks.
Any burning desires before we go? Something you want to get off your chest before you leave the pop-up with Paul and Friends?
Burning desires?
Yeah. Did you have it? I don't know. It's like a way to.
What is that?
Like something that you feel like we didn't touch on that you'd want to hear or talk about before I let you go. I had a blast with you.
No, I mean, stay tuned. Some really exciting things are in store for me. Keep it locked on all of my social media.
Yeah. Tell everyone your RUBA's World everywhere.
RUBA's World across the board. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, all of that stuff.
Can we make you a jingle that's kind of like Elmo's World, but with your name? Have you ever done that?
That would be legendary. Where's Elmo? I love him.
I don't know. You could be like, tickle me, RUBA. No.
Oh my God.
That's RUBA's World. Remember the jingle?
You're definitely a dad. I love that.
Do you remember that song?
Elmo's World?
Yeah.
La 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 la. Elmo's World.
You gotta make it yours.
RUBA's World.
It'll
Yeah,
work.
we'll figure out something
Is it
else.
weird? Is it creepy?
I don't like that melody.
It was creepy. Okay, we'll make a new jingle.
No, it's cute for Elmo, but I don't think for me.
It's
Paul.
I'm like, go to Hollywood Boulevard, put on an Elmo fur coat, see what happens.
I'm good.
I'm kidding.
I want to meet the real Elmo. I want to be on Sesame Street.
Oh, that would be cool.
Like, guys, so today we're learning about our letters.
Yeah, you could do that. I could see you doing so many things, and I'm excited to be your friend now and to continue to see your success. Truly, it's fun, and you're a real one. Like you came here, I could tell you're a real one when I met you last time, and that's what I appreciate about you coming on. Like that, I want to only have fun with real people, you know.
Thank you, baby. And I'm just so excited for everything that's here and for everything that's to come. It's going to be. This is just the beginning.
You're right.
Remember this conversation.
Thank you. I will. We are present, and we're excited for now, and we're also excited for the future.
Yes.
Guys, thank you for being here. Make sure to check out RUBA everywhere. And we'll be back next week for another episode of the Pop-Up with Paul and Friends.
Yes. See you guys.
Thanks for watching the Pop-Up with Paul and Friends. This episode was brought to you by Barefoot Dreams. As you can see everywhere, everything's comfy around here. That's because we are using the cozy chic fabric from Barefoot Dreams on everything in the studio. I got it all over my house. These guys got pillows, blankets, swag, robes. What I love is the products never end with them, and they never seem less comfy. They're so comfy. I can't explain it enough on camera to you. You have to go to Barefoot Dreams, buy some cozy fabric from them, and feel it for yourself. I've never felt anything comfier. They made my life comfier. They made my life better. They made the studio better. Make sure to check them out, especially this year for their 30th anniversary. Once again, shout out. Make sure to check out Barefoot Dreams.